The Magic Hat of Choosing Witty Life Questions, episode number whatever the fuck. We don't even know at this point.
What? Okay. Oh, I do remember this question.
All right. Let's see what kind of depravity lurks within the strips of this piece of paper.
I don't know why I write these things.
Do you think the sex your parents had
When you were conceived
Was good.
Or disappointing.
Let me just take a look at this handwriting real quick. That is definitely Chad's handwriting. Chad, what the fuck, man?
What the fuck passed me?
Well, let's see. I'm the first child.
Not only do I not want to think about how that particular night was, I like to hope that it was rather disappointing, honestly, because, like, that's the only thing that makes this thought work for me.
Well, no, because I know my parents were married before they're married to each other. I don't know.
I mean, in theory, I hope everyone has good sex.
I think it was good. I mean, because I'm like the first child, so I mean, they were really wanting the first child that they wanted a child at that point.
I'm like very hippie when it comes to that. I'm open to like love and sex, and you can do what you want with who you want as long as it's consensual, number one, and two, you're enjoying it. I mean, don't have sex if you don't like it. Don't have sex just because someone else wants to do it. I mean, that's bullshit.
I don't really want to know what my parents were up to on said night, or any night of that matter, as far as, that whole thing goes. I don't want to know anything about that, but I like to think it was disappointing because, like, let's just say there's some kind of weird thing in the future where, like, everyone's, because Obama.
I suppose it was pretty good.
So I would assume if you're doing it and you're both enjoying it, like, I would hope it's good.
Obama's gonna find some way to make us travel back in time, and, like, the ultimate punishment's gonna be, like, to send you back in time and, like, force you to watch your parents conceiving you.
I'm hoping it was at least worthwhile because they had 26 years of suffrage right after that.
Yeah, well, let's see. Because I know all of the children were planned, right? None of the children are accidents.
I'm gonna like just think of it as like more sciencey instead of personal.
That'd probably be pretty awful, so I think it would be made less awful if it was, like, horribly disappointing and just over with super quick. And then also that would just rein in the entire punishment, and then, wouldn't be so bad, honestly.
I think, they had good intentions with it.
Most women don't orgasm, but some can. So, I mean, as far as that's concerned, that's a 50-50 shot right there, whether, they at least reached that point. Maybe even less than 50.
So I would have to assume that they went in and was like, all right, we're doing this, making babies, let's go.
So, based on the facts that clearly Obama's gonna, discover time travel and torture us all and, throw everyone in camps and all that good stuff and make us all go back in time and watch our parents fuck, I have to say I would hope it was disappointing, honestly.
I mean, they did it so young, so it could be, we could put that in because like my parents were like 17 and 19 when I was born. I don't know their history before that. Don't ever want to know it. So, could have been their first times, So it could have been shit. Your first time's always shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw Obama in there because he gets blamed for everything else, so why shouldn't he be blamed for this thought being put into my head right now?
If you're watching this and, you're still a virgin, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Your first time, it's gonna be the most awkward experience of your life. But it's gonna be the most memorable and the most interesting. And you'll learn a lot from it.
They probably had a leg up on the situation, probably knew what was going on. None of this, one night stand, bish bash bosh, in out type thing.
Now, I'm sure just about everyone out there would hope the same, just because, like, if the scenario ever happened where anything was brought up remotely, like they start talking about it for some reason, you would hope it would be a funny story, like, yeah, you know, he climbed on top of me, did a jig, and then kind of fell off, and it was over.
Granted, when you start experimenting with other things, you learn a lot too, but I'm not gonna get into that. That's a whole nother question.
But, like, if it was good, then the story's going to be much longer and far more horrifying, and you're probably going to need some therapy, you know? Unless you have the weirdest relationship in the world with your parents. Do you have that? Because that's fucking weird, everybody. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I would hope everyone has good sex and not disappointing sex. Because if you're having disappointing sex, don't have sex.
I hope it was disappointing as all hell, and that I never hear the story, and that time travel is never invented as a form of torture to make that particular thing a reality.
Sometimes the first time with anybody sucks, so I mean, that's one thing. But, you know, try it at least twice. And then it could be good the second time. Maybe the first time was just like a fluke, or you're tired, or you're hungry, or you're just not into it, or you have gas.
I'd have to say I'm the product of decent sex.
Well, that was quite the question that I regret writing down. But I'm sure some people are less disturbed by this. But if you want to see more stuff like this, maybe you can hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified every single time we do a Witty Life question. And maybe hit the like button if you like this. Granted, I didn't like it as much as you would think, but maybe you loved the fact that we hated every ounce of this question. So, you know, hit that like button if you want to watch us suffer more.
Yeah, it's very true. I didn't like that question at all. It's quite disturbing for me. Generally not easily offended.
I
But
don't know if
one
it's offensive.
I guess it's not offensive, but it offended
my
my brain.
senses.
My brain was like, no, this is not happening right now. But anyway, why don't you go ahead and let us know in the comment section below whether you think your parents' steamy night of passion that conceived you was disappointing or
fantastic.
super fantastic. And then if you have a question of your own that's possibly as disturbing, more so, or just good in general,
don't.
you can go ahead and drop that in the comments below or on Twitter or Facebook. Send that to us. We'll give you all the credit you want in the video, and we will go ahead and answer that question, and we'll let you know whether or not we officially hate you after the question's been read.
Because I pretty much hate myself right now. Not going to lie.